And I think we are live. So we'll just wait for others to come in. Um, and maybe I entered 8 minutes earlier, so just enjoy the music. Hi everyone. We'll just wait for the others, I guess, or maybe just give me 3 minutes. I'm just posting this link to all of my groups so that they can join. Hmm. Okay, a few more and I guess we're done. Okay. Um, 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 um. Okay, so let's start, I guess. So welcome. I'll be just doing my own code here, and I just want to build a website na gusto ko nang gawin ever since. And then yeah, you'll just see me think, and if you want to ask questions, just do so. So I'll be starting transitioning to my GitLab. So I'm using GitLab for this kinakati yung ilong ko bigla, no. So if you have questions, just ask away sa Twitch or sa Facebook or even sa YouTube. It is connected. So yeah. So I'm checking yung notifications ko on all channels. Hopefully I can get yung questions nga if you have. So what I'm going to do now, so it's already meron akong base template na ginagamit actually. This is what I did way before. Um, the reason was ayokong talagang mag-start from scratch. Um, wait lang. Hinaan natin yung music. Yan. So, I really don't want to start from scratch. So, this is a template that I did uh, before and I'm using right now sa mga projects ko, especially sa mga projects sa Senti, which is I'm helping with. So, yeah. And instead of creating like cloning it and then getting yung SSH, I found this new app called Gitpod, which allows you to set up a parang VS Code on the cloud, which is sobrang saya kasi ngayon hindi ko na kailangan Linux yung dapat kong system sa computer. I can just set this up and it works like a charm. So, and besides, dahil sa internet, it can download, let's say, Node.js modules really fast because it's on the cloud. Wait lang, ha? So, it's still initializing. hindi ako um, ano ng ano yung kumbaga sponsor ng Orispa, but I'm using it to lower yung aking stress. This is the first time na mag-stream ako ng code ko, and yeah. So, currently, the good thing about GitPod, it is already parang automatic. Kung ano man yung initialization setup, it's being set up here. So, let's see. Yeah. Now, I don't know how to make this na parang um, ano nga ulit yung keyboard shortcut ko for screencast mode, control 11. So, let's see. Pag nag-screencast mode. Ito lang yung ano. Okay, sige. So, you can see where I'm clicking dun sa screen. If it's a bit little or hindi nyo makita yung ano, just let me know. But let's um, change the settings for the text editor. Font, let's have it on 16, I guess. And yeah, anyway, never mind. I think you'll see it naman. So just to show what this backend looks like, why I did this, it's because of, again, I want to have a template already. And as you can see, if we look here sa index.js, which is yung starting point, yan, it is already set on whatever the things that I've learned. So I'm using this because I'll be deploying it on GCP Cloud Run. So it's just checking if it's in Cloud Run. Ito dapat yung address. If it's not, then we don't use an address. And because it's a server, we get it from here. So by build, we create a server that has a logger and trust proxy, and then port, and then address, and then it listens. So kapag nag npm start ako, so ayan, so ito yung lalabas, listening on I'm just going to make it public. And if it goes dito, I'll just open the browser, and well, yan yung mangyayari. But if I go for dev, success true. If I go for docs, it has a UI that allows me to see yung itsura nung documentation, and as well as kung ano man tong ano ba yung gagawin ng /dev na route. The cool thing here is I don't need Postman, kasi I can just execute the calling of the web URL, and then it returns a response body. So I can test it out already here. Now, how did I build this? If I look at app.js, I'm using Fastify Open API Glue and Fastify Swagger. The cool thing about here is that the Open API Glue allows me to create websites or backend APIs without the need of creating it from scratch. I just need to specify it based on Open API standards. So if I look at because it's getting the specification. So if I look at specification index.js, specification, which is part of the Open API Glue, which is this one. Excuse me. What it does is I look at the index.js. I get the paths from here, which is part of the Open API standard. So I'm using Open API 3.1.0, and it has paths. So if you look at this parang object, and then let's go to openapis.org and review the spec, and then go to the schema. We follow then yung schema nung Open API. So as you can see, there's the Open API, which is the version number, info, servers, paths, webhooks, components, security. Excuse me, so sobrang inuubo ako bigla, no? Open API, servers, then the info, tags, paths, security, and so on and so forth. So if you look at paths, we just get yung home. So if you look at here, the paths, ang isang example niya is if I have this, the route, I need to define yung get, post, and so on and so forth. So what I did here is I just get the object from home index, and if you look at the home index, ito yung itsura niya. So in essence, I just modified or actually organized the whole Open API specs into folders so that it's easier for me to um, do it. The cool thing here as well is yung paano yung, or how about the logic code behind it. So as you can see here, I just set the operation ID as home, and if you go to service, there is a service that is ito, home, which is a function, or actually an attribute that I created as a function because home general. And then, ito lang yung function na yun. I return it to be a success. So, parang ganun lang siya. So, actually, if we go over this, if I just add console.log, this is the home that was called. So if I do this, so magre-restart siya. How does it restart? Because I'm using NodeMon for the development. If I refresh this and then try it out, syempre mag-execute success equals true pa rin. But if you look at the call, it says here na the home was called. I should make this a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to go to settings, and then ano ba, saan ko kaya yun mahanap? Font. Font size. Let's see. Debug. Markdown. Terminal. So let's make it 16. Yan. Or 18. Para mas kita nyo lang. So, at least when we go back above, ayan to siya. Yan. Aside from the incoming request that you see here, dahil nag-call ako, so if we go back again and execute, lalabas ulit siya dito. Actually, what we can do is, we can call it on like a simple browser here on the other side. And if I do this, makikita nyo na nag-move siya. Okay. Hindi lumalabas. What? Bakit kaya? Okay, never mind. So, ayun. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do here right now is actually what I plan to do for my website is this. So, I'm just going to create my diagram here and then TJ Monsi backend. Ah, no, hindi kita gagawa ng website, Ningning. May bayad. So, yeah, root folder. Uh-huh. Thank you for the like, Mary Grace. So, I just saw yung mini feed just now. Sorry, hindi ko nakita agad. Again, thank you for the like. And if you have questions, just drop them here. Okay, so ang bala ko actually is to have um, deployed this. So, the backend backend is deployed on Cloud Run. So that's the idea. I hope you can see it. So I'll just make it big. So yeah, the backend is on Cloud Run, and yung front end Firebase. The front end is on Firebase. So I'm using a single page application running on lit element. And then of course yung authentication so that I can add my own um, sort of code, or not code but content, authentication. And if you want to also comment, you can authenticate yourself and add yourself dun sa website. So let's have a browser here. Um, so let's just say this is the web front end that is um, this is hosted by, and then this is um, user is authenticated, as well as for this one I'm going to check authorization. Yan. And then we just calls packet. So ganito yung itsura niya. Okay, this is how it looks like. And then what we do is, because we want to make it cost effective. Thank you for the like, Ken. Thanks. If you want, you can share it all to your other friends so that they can learn a bit. So I just want it to become, going back, I just want it to become um, cost effective. So instead of using MySQL on this one running on Cloud Run, I'm just going to use Firestore because of its cost effectiveness. So I'm just going to check databases. No, not Cloud SQL. Cloud Firestore. So yeah. So I'm just going to use this one. So this is the database. Now of course, it would also be good if I would want na parang yung Firestore ko is how do I say this? Wait lang. So baka ito magsara eh. Connected directly sa front end. We can do that, but for now I want it to run always, or kumbaga behind the checks of the Cloud Run, so that I can show you how to build like a simple CRUD or create, read, update, delete of a particular model. Oops, lamok. Ayan. So ganito yung itsura niya. And then we'll add upon it as we go along. So gets data. So gets data. So ito yung magiging itsura ng ating um, backend-ish. So, yan. Na OOC na ako sa itsura niya. Yan. Okay. So, without further ado, let's just dive right in. Um, um, I'll just revert back kasi magiging ano. Um, Now, usually when I create code, I'll go first for the issue and we so that we can do some best practices, sort of best practices. So most likely malilimutan ko din to along the way kasi hindi pa siya ingrained talaga sa akin, but these are the things that are or that I want to do in my coding scheme. Thank you, Yeye. Thank you, Tenten, for the likes. Kahit na hindi kayo talaga nagko-code. So, ayan. So let's create an issue first. Now, the good thing again about this template is it has a template for my issue and merge request. So what I will do is, because I want to create a blog. So thank you, Ning Ning, for the likes. Yeah. So let's create a have a CRUD for blog objects. So I'm just going to have a template for a feature because this is a new feature, and let's describe what I want to do. So we should have a route for creating, reading, updating, and deleting blog objects. Yeah. So this is what we want to have. And then expected behavior, if I go for get blog, I'll get a list of blog objects depending on filters. If I So let's make it a list. If I go for get blog ID, I'll so let's just do this para mukha siyang maayos. I'll get the blog object. If I go for post blog, OC daw ako. So I will create a blog object. If I go for put blog ID, I will update a blog object. And lastly, if I go for delete blog ID, I will delete a blog object. Yeah, so given that, let's now the possible solution is, so I want to plan first before coding. So I would set up the routes for create, read, put, update, and delete. Set up the connection to Firestore. And then, ano pa ba? If I'm going to do that, set up, and then set up tests. So, ito muna yung nasa utak ko. Then, criteria for acceptability, um, yeah, if we can actually use this muna as our basis for our acceptability, and then we'll just add them up um, as we go along. So we'll update this issue while we're um, editing our code. So then 5. This is going to be useful as well because when we create tests, we can just copy and paste the text that we have here. Um, and then issue references, we don't have, we most likely will have maybe 3 days for this one, um, just to see how we go along. Then assign it to me. Um, we will have most likely, because 3 days, so this is supposed to be parang 3 the wait. So I'm using waits as the number of days. And then we'll just add labels like no, wala munang labels. I haven't sort of set up the labels here. So create issue. And then, so meron na tayong ganito. Now that we have a CRUD or I mean an issue that we have, we can now uh, create a merge request. So by creating a merge request, ito yung branch name, and automatically may merge request na tayo. I'll just have to edit this and then copy itong or cut ito, create it using the template, and then we just have this. So read issue 1 first, and then we'll just add description. Tapos yung motivation and context, we want to have a way to create, read, update, and delete blog posts. Now, how does this been tested? We'll add the list here of the tests that we have created, screenshots, and checklists. So again, well, of course, I'll be the one reviewing this as well. So I'll just be putting it here and then save changes. So I'm just going to get back dun sa issue that we have. Hi, Nadine! Thank you for the message. So, going back sa expected behavior, we'll go back sa merge request. Then, edit. How this has been tested. So, ayan. Yep. I just want this na ganito lang. Yan. And then, save. So, of course, I'm hoping I'll be following yung code style. But I'll be doing the checklists later on. So, yeah. Okay, so how do we do this? What we'll need to do is I'll just have to split the terminal so that I have another terminal here. And then so what we'll need to do, I have created run create file. So I have created my own plop command for this, and then src specification paths. Then because I'm going to create a blog, and then index.js. So I'm just going to create that. The description is this is the path definition for blog route. So that creates a blog object or blog folder with an index. As you can see, it has the usual license setup. So it makes it easy for me to create files with the template. So I'm adding more templates later on para lang masaya when creating my own site. So I'll just have to um, copy this kasi tamad ako. And then blog. And then this is the summary, get blog, get a list of blog items. And then I'm just going to, or get many blog. This is supposed to be blog. And then for now, the successful response muna is this one. So if I do this, I'll just so I'll do this, so makes it green, and then I'm going to get blog from index.js, and by defining it here, ganyan siya. We'll create another file called blog ano nga ulit yan? I think ito yung aking gustong standard. Yeah, for now, let's just make it as a standard like this. So this is for routes for blog ID. So ganyan siya. So let's create a new and then blog ID. So ganyan siya. Well, not really good. So ganyan. Get one blog. No. Get. So dapat yung isa get many. And then dito is get one blog item. So get blog lang to, and that is that. Then we'll just import blog ID, then blog ID is equals to blog. No. ID. So yan. Now the cool thing here is we'll just add a few more. Get because we want to create it here, so create blog, create one blog item. So we'll just put it here, and then last is we want to have a put update blog, update, and then delete. Delete one blog item. So as you can see, sobrang dali nito. Once all of these are done, we just refresh it here. So it takes a while to run the system. So as you can see, meron na dito, may blog na rin. So ayan yung mangyayari. We have the code for this one. Of course, if I try it out, it doesn't work kasi wala yung operation na get many blog is implemented. So magkakaroon tayo ng status code error na 500. So what we're going to do is before everything else, I want to commit first yung mga ginawa ko. So I'm going to do Alt X G and then X or Alt X pala, and then ano ba? Ulit. Alt X then G, which because I'm using status Magit for this one, so I could track the and then add the paths. Actually mamaya yon. So untrack. So I'm untracking yung paths muna. I just want to commit this. So if I commit, so I'll be committing the message. So I'm using a particular pattern here. So feature for blog, because that's the scope of what I'm doing. Create path definitions for blog, and then I want to have an additional description. So I created path definitions on blog, for blog. What I have created is ano nga ulit yun? Get and post for /blog and get. So I'm going to do this /blog and get, put, and delete for /blog/id. So yan. Once I'm done, I'll just close this, and it should be part na. So if I do git logs, git log, it should show up dun sa aking oh no, nagpunta siya sa git master. Sorry, I should have put first ito. God. Mali. So check out the branch. I should copy this first, and then dapat muna ako. Yeah. So mawawala yan lahat. Just git error. Ba't ako may git error? Okay, so oh, no. Dapat nandito to. Sorry, style lint ignore. Yeah. So we'll just have again um, C C. What is Ryla? Ano ba? This is a ano ba? Nakakainis. Wait. Wait, wait, wait. No, 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 no. Um, unstage natin to. So, we'll just stage. Teka, ano bang nasa stage ko ngayon? Hindi, hindi, hindi. So, we'll just okay. So, ito na yung stage. So, just for, Ryla, because she's not a developer, I think, I don't know, mga developer ka na, niloloko mo lang ako. So, GitHub or GitLab is a repository for, for code so that you can sort of save your history and then if, kunyari, masira yung computer mo, pwede mo siyang mabalik or if, let's say your computer sorry, let's say your computer is um, got corrupted, you can still have your code somewhere. So that is something that you can get. Yeah, um so GitHub is where you save your project online. So that's where you um have a good repository and also practice good developer um, good developer practices. So ayan. So which is I forgot one, which is to move to a particular um, okay, so anong nangyari? So, teka nga, git logs. Git log. Well, actually, meron naman ako. Git lengths. Aha. Nangyari. Mukhang mali yata yung ano ko. But, oh well. I'll just add this. And then, add, no, feed, add blog on path. So, Control Shift F4 for this one. And it is already part of the, queue. So, git push. Yeah. So, it's already on the list of things that I want to have. Okay. So, once that is done, we'll create a service for my blog. So service modules blog. So we'll have to create for blog.js. Tama ba? Okay. Function to create a blog. So now we have created a blog. We'll just have this muna. So this is create blog. And then we'll import it here. Blog. Ayaw niya lumabas. So we'll just do modules, blog, create blog.js. So create blog is equals to create blog, and that is that. If we go back dito, then we create blog and try it out, it should return success true. Kasi we have already created a service for that one. Okay, so let's have it here. So Alt X G ulit, because that's my shortcut for this one. I should never mind. I should put it here, and then just remove itong mga open items dito. And then let's stage this, itong create blog. Commit. So feed create a blog, create a create blog function. So I'm not going to add more description muna because it already speaks for itself. Then Control Shift F4 to remove to stage, to commit it, and then I'll just stage this one. Feed add create blog function on service. So as you can see, nandito yung para lang maalala mo yung ginawa, or what we can remember, what we have done. So no, Control Shift F4, and that has been staged. So that is how you do sort of a good practice on committing. You want to commit as much as possible so that you can see your code or something like that. If you have questions, you can feel free to put it on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. I'll just get water first. So I'll be right back. So yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I just got my water. I was a bit parched. already. So, okay. So what will we do next? So what we want to add is the test cases. So for the path, or actually what we want to do is to add the service test. So we'll need to do is npm run create file src, no, not src test dot service modules blog create blog dot test dot js. Uh-huh. Yeah. So we'll add a um no, not create blog test service test case. So I should rename this as home.test. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just follow this. Copy this one. And then from here we'll move it here. And then yeah. So we'll just get the blog create blog create blog, this one, and then .js. Yeah. um, Create blog operation ID should work. So if I do this npm test, yeah, so it should have a sort of 100% for all. So at least we have a ano na, create blog test. So we'll just make this muna ito, and then yeah, so we'll do on stage. Yeah, so we'll do this alt xg. Yeah, ito na nga pala yun. Labo ko talaga, no? Tumigil yung utak ko bigla. And then this is refactor. Rename home.js in test to home.test.js. So yan, for consistency purposes. Yan. And then control shift F4. Yan siya. Then we just add this cc. See? Then feed, no, not feed, but test, add new test for create blog function. Yeah, so control shift F4. Tumitigil yung utak ko minsan, no? Yan. So now that we have done this, what we want to have is yung the ability to create a blog talaga. So what we'll need to do is to mock the request. So Cons. So because this is going to be part of yung ano, yung this is a request. Actually, this is a request response kind of thing. So we'll just have to add ito um, param. So we'll get the import for fastify no fastify request. Ganyan siya. So we have a request. So we'll just do underscore muna para lang no request para lang hindi siya magkaroon muna ng error. And then this is the create plug service function. So that's how you add documentations on your code. Now we are going to create a request here. So instead of this, request is equals to this one. And then our type, this is a type muna na ganito. So just to follow yung kailangan natin. So the request should have a body. The body should have text. Ang nga ulit. So the title, which is let's say a new blog. Name. Oh no, not name. Because I love maybe summary. This is a new blog. And then text. This is a new blog text. And yan dapat yung body. Okay, given that, we'll have it on request. And then dapat response, I would expect dapat yung response to have a data. And then must be must not be ano nga ulit kapag sa ano? So must JS. I'm using must for this one. Must exist. Okay. Must exist. Tapos response data title must be equal to request body title. So yan siya dapat siya. Response data summary must be equal request body summary. And then response data text must be equal to request body or um nangalit yan, body text. Yan. Then so for now, yan muna. And then if we do this npm test, of course it will have an error kasi magkakaroon tayo ng fail. Must be so ang error natin is so sabi dito should work, must be undefined, id is not found. Anong id? Asan na yun? Asan na yun? Okay. Tingnan natin. Remove muna natin to. Tapos npm test. Dapat mag-fail pa rin siya. Okay. So dahil walang data, it is already undefined in itself. So yeah, so it's working in essence. So what we'll need to do is, given ito so we'll get it from here, const body is equals to request, const title text, ano ulit yan? Summary, then text is equals to body, and then para lang ma-meet natin yung title, summary, text. So what we'll need to do is just create data na lang just for that, title, summary, and then text, and then we just do this. Ano pang ginagawa ko dito? Fastify. Yeah. So let's just add this one because type. Yan. 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 So, okay. Okay, for now, ganyan. If we do the NPM test, it should pass na. So actually, we actually didn't create the a blog yet. It's just that ganito pa lang siya yung itsura. So wala pa talagang ano. So Alt XG. So S, we'll add this first. C test, add a test for create blog, add so add when we add a title text and summary, it should return it as a response. So yan. So Control Shift F4, and then ito C feed, add a add code to pass create blog test. For now, we add a code to just pass the parameter, not parameters, body parameters to response. Control Shift F4, and ayan siya. That will be it. So it's already 11. Okay, so what is next? The next is actually, pagka ginawa natin to dito, execute, we don't have this, so it's still having an error, but in terms of our own setup, so I'll just refresh this. If I try it out again, cannot have a destructive property of title of body that is null. So null yung body because we're not really sending a body. So we'll also add a test here as well for the route itself naman. Run create file src, no, not src, test paths blog. This is post test.js. What is the file about? Test for the path blog post blog. So for this, we'll just copy ito, then just put it here. and then post blog, and then what we'll need to do is so ito dapat siya, so yan siya, and then should be able to get success through data blog data. So the method is post, and because we are using the dev slash blog, so ganyan siya. And then success must be true. There should be a body that is JSON.stringify. Now, because this is a method na content headers, content type is application JSON, and this is just the body itself. We'll just create yung we just use itong sorry, yan, tas dapat data must exist. Then we'll just follow ulit yung kanina na nandito. No, not the body, but we'll have const request equals ito, body equals ito, para lang for the sake of request body, yan. Yan. Now let's see. It failed because dito siya nag-fail. Should be able to get this, that it must be it's undefined in essence. So line 56, so it says line 56, dito siya nagkaroon ng error, so data is not yet defined. If we look it again here, the reason is magkakaroon tayo ng error. Actually, if okay, okay, so dadating kasi si Mami, mag-aayos kami ng sa lupa, so I might cut this short in a bit, but yeah, let's continue. So how do we fix this? What we'll need to do is to have a sa blog, not blog ID, but dito, we'll need to edit this one where there is a body. So how do we do that? We go back here and then just look at how we should add a um, body. So how do we add a body nga ulit? Ayan, request body. So we'll need to add yung request body. Then the content. So how can we do this? Na pwedeng gawin siya. So what we'll need to do is I'm just going to go dun sa components, request bodies. And then request bodies, so npm run create file sic specification components request bodies blog, tas create blog.js. So it should be this is the definition for request body for blog, or it should be create blog. So I'm just going to find something that I did before. Forgot already how to do this kahit na ilang beses ko nang ginagawa. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because I have export conts. This is a yes, thank you. Thank you, Ellis, for the like. Sorry, it's a bit late. I just saw it just now. Facebook webhook request. No. But Facebook. This is a create blog request. And this is the description. The request body for creating a blog. Content is this one, and it's only getting application JSON. The schema is this, a type of object. So that's the request body for now. Then we'll import it here. Create blog request, create blog request. This is .js. Oh yeah, should be this one. Yep. to do is to add it here. So how did we add it again? Yeah, okay. Request body $ref is we're going to import yung request bodies from tama ba? So this is just a string na parang ganito, pero instead of like writing every now and then, we'll just add it here and then slash create blog request. Now of course, if I do this, matagal siya. Oops, nag-crash pala. Cannot find module.js. Yeah. Should be working now. There you go. As you can see, wala siyang laman, but it will not. It should work now. Request, but there's still no data, so we'll need to define. Even if we are returning data sa service, kahit dito nagre-return tayo ng data, it still doesn't show yung data. So we need to define yung response. So by response, we'll have to create a new file. npr create file src specification responses components responses blog ngayon create blog.js. So there should be a file. No, di pa pala. This is the response for a create blog function call. So ayan siya. Now, how does this look like? We should go for this one. I'm just looking at my we should rename this as successful post blog response. So yan, for consistency. So export const successful post blog response, and that should description successful post of a blog, and then content is an application JSON of a schema na type object, and then because we are following then yung successful we want to have a property na success. So we'll just get yung schemas. .js, and then we'll just follow this, yan, and with a semicolon here, and then we want to have data, which is we want to have a component that is data. So we'll leave it here for now, and then we'll create a new component, which is a schema. For blog, and then blog um, object .js, or we can just use blog .js. So for now, we'll add this here. Successful post blog response, and then for this one, a blog object, a schema for a blog object. So that is created. What we want is this to become an object, blog object, and then this is about adding yung gusto natin, which is properties, type. So this is the title. We want to have a title, and then we want to have a text and summary. Now I want to have these things as well na nakasulat or reusable. So what I'm going to do is blog title, schema for blog title. So we'll have that as well. We'll just use this one. Blog title. This is a string. Blog title, and then an example, blog title. So that is that. We can now use it. $ref schema, there you go. Still doing that. Minsan gumagana, minsan hindi, so I don't know why. Labo nun .js schemas / blog title, blog summary, schema for blog summary, that is created na. Let me just change summary to this one. Copy, Then we'll just have log text schema, the schema for blog text. So in actuality, parang you're just creating the documentation already, or forcing yourself to create a documentation para meron agad na document in essence, as well as it becomes easier later for debugging. So summary, and then then text. Now the cool thing here is I'll add it first. Import, well, I'm just going to have it import to text. Anong tatanong mo? Pupunta ako doon. Yeah. Okay, so that is done. So blog text, blog summary, and blog title and blog. So once those schemas are added, what we can do is also add control save. Can do is also add it on the blog response. So we'll have it na parang siya yung schemas blog. So that is that. And then we can also do on the request bodies is just do just that, properties. We'll just follow ito. Yan. And then we'll add na lang yung schemas from, actually, yan. There you go. But it's always doing this talaga. So we'll just have to do this, then .js. There you go. Now that is settled. Let's do a sanity check first on our documentation so that it shows up. As you can see, nagkaroon na tayo ng ganito. If I try it out, we have this. Actually, we can change it. And then if we execute, it doesn't show pa rin. Okay. Yeah. Because on our path, it's still a successful response. So what we'll need to do is just change this to this one. Responses / yeah. Given that, we'll post blog. So given this, it should may error ba? Nope. Wala. So ayan, as you can see, an example value is already set. If we try it out, execute, it has the same thing. So if I change this to 2 or 3, it will show 3. So it's working now on our backend. But if we do the test, it should pass as well. So now that we have done all of these things, um, we have created a blog already, or sort of, but it doesn't save it yet. So what we'll need to do is, of course, um, create our own. Um, so we'll need to add this first, the schemas. Um, we'll uh, so CC. So the things that we have changed are the blog summary, schema for blog text, schema for blog titles, and schema for the blog objects. So what we just add is add schema for blog object. We added schema for blog title, text summary, and the object itself. So Control Shift F4, that is done. What is next is we want to add the request body. Oh, not this one. S, C, and then C. Now we can see what we did. We have created a blog request. So feed add a request schema for create blog. Tapos I don't want to add na kasi it's bit. Ha? Ah, why? No. Bakit? Kulang ba? Wala ng battery? Okay. Yeah, sorry, may ground lang to. So, ayan. Now, we'll just add the responses for the blog. And so, we can see that fit add schema for response body for create blog. So, let's yeah. And then so let's add this fit add request body and response body for post blog. Request and response for post blog. So given that we have Control Shift F4, and then we'll just meron pa lang dito CC test, add test for the route post blog. Tapos Control Shift F4. Now we'll just add these things. And then CC fit connect all of the new files to system. Connected the blog schemas to request bodies, responses, and schemas. Okay, Control Shift F4, and we are done. So if we do this npm test, it should pass. Then if I git push, so let's see. from here. So the pipeline is running. I should sort of discuss the pipeline later on. Now, of course, it's just test sonar for now. But I think if we look at the pipeline, CI/CD pipelines, it failed. Because we're not using Sonar Cloud for this one, so it will always fail as of the moment. But if we look at this one, so we have the Node.js scan, ESLint scan, semgrep scan, install the dependencies, and so forth, so on and so forth. Let's look at the GitLab CI YAML file. We have the security check being done first using the GitLab SAST or SAST static analysis, security testing. Static analysis and security testing, I think, if I did it right. And then you have the run test, obviously, for doing the npm test, and then npm run coverage report for doing the coverage report. Now, for deployment, yeah. So this is how we deploy things. Later on, let's describe how this thing works. Now, I'm using the base development gitpod image that I did for Senti, so we'll be using that as well. It just has the gitpod workspace full plus the gcloud S, CLI. So yeah. Actually, we can look at this one, that it is already succeeded. So yeah, okay, because I just went back. We could refresh, so it's now in install dependencies. So it's uploading the artifacts that is created on the node modules that we can reuse them. So it's already running. Actually, we can refresh and see that it's already running the run test. So we can look at it. How does the run test work on the CLI? And thanks, Suzette, for the like. Medyo matagal siya. Takes a while. Yeah, there you go. Actually, nag-test na agad siya. So, ayan. As you can see, it's just well, it has already the better auth testing. If I go post log and so on and so forth. So it has the original test of the template plus the test that we have. And now we are done with the job. We'll look at it again, and it's just going to do all of these things later on. Then once done, we can see that our merge request is may X siya. Because this is the test sonar detach merge request pipeline. What we can do is just add it actually on our merge on sonar cloud. So we'll just do that later. Um, okay. So I think that is done for this weekend. Um, if you want, just follow this channel in Twitch. So I have a Twitch channel. You can follow me there. You can follow also on Facebook. Um, it's TJKP Montserrat. This is for the coding session. And if you want to follow the games part, it's TJ Monsi Games. And then for YouTube, you can follow it on YouTube on TJ Learns to Code in it's a channel in YouTube as well as in if you want to follow the games part, just the TJ Monsi channel in YouTube as well. So without further ado, I hope you have learned something today on like some of how I code, how I do things, etc. So if you have questions, just post a comment in Facebook or in YouTube or in Twitch as well. Or maybe you can reach me out on Twitter at TJMonsi as well, TJMONSI, and I will try to answer it as fast as I can, um, or as mentally healthy as I can. If you do have other things that you want me to talk about, just send me a note and I'll try to squeeze it in while I build this website for my end. And I'll keep you a heads up if I have time in the weekdays to be able to do this so that you can watch me how I build this thing. So thank you guys again for watching and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye. Bye guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh, let's just see first kung ano nangyari dun sa ano. Well, because of that detach part, no? Unless, let's see sa pipeline. Yeah, so it passed but it's because of the sonar cloud na ano, na hindi siya nakapass pa. So yan. Thank you to my 6 viewers. Thank you for the like, Gia. Love you. She's my wife. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.